Hey guys, it's me, Dominic, again. So it's been a little over a year since I first bought my soprano saxophone direct from China. You guys have commented on it and have asked me to play it. I have a couple of videos already on my channel that you can view of me playing it. Those are studio recordings, but I'm going to give you a little play test today. So obviously I kept the horn because I'm well beyond the return period, which I believe was about 3 weeks from purchase. And like I said, it's been over a year, a little over a year, about 2 months over a year. And I'm really loving the saxophone. I mean, I really enjoy playing it. I'm not a professional saxophonist. I don't do this for a living. I just do it for the love of playing saxophone and jazz. But in due time, you will see some new music that I'll be releasing. Some of it will be played on here, some of it my alto. And I'm currently in the process of getting my tenor saxophone in shape. That is replacing some of the pads. So let's talk about this soprano saxophone and give you a status update on it. So I kept the horn. I've been enjoying playing it. It's taken me quite some time to kind of get my embouchure correct for it. Get my chops up on it to play it in a way that's enjoyable for me. And I think I've come a long way with it. The hardware is the same as it was when I first bought it. There's nothing changed on it, nothing's fallen off or anything like that. There were a couple of minor things that I did have to do to it to get the playability intact, and one of those things was just kind of making some adjustments with some of the adjustment screws that are there, you know, some things here to kind of get the opening of the pads to where it just felt right when I played it. So that's just normal stuff that you do on a typical saxophone. I haven't sent it to a shop for any alterations or anything like that, any fine tuning or anything like that. I just didn't feel like I needed to. The horn plays fine in my opinion. Looks wise, it looks just the same. There are no scratches, no dents or dings on it. Nothing's fallen off. No keys have fallen off. Everything, I mean, the hardware, it really is solid. It's a solid build on this thing. Table key plays fine. I mean, everything is in perfect working condition, and it's just a nice horn to play for me. Pads look great. There's no significant wear on the pads. None of the pads have fallen out or anything like that. One thing that I have been doing, and I probably shouldn't because I noticed that it alters the pads when I do it, is that this horn, when it shipped, it came with a bunch of little cork wedges like that. And what I've been doing is after I'll play, I'll just slide these in under the G sharp key opening, or the C sharp table key opening, and then under the E flat key opening as well, just to kind of keep those open so that they don't become sticky. Now there's a product on the market out there called key leaves, I believe, and they pretty much provide the same functionality, except they don't go under your pads. I know they do make some that do go under the pads, but they actually pry open the center of the pad and not the pad itself, so that as not to, you know, alter the pad and how it rests on over the hole. So for me, that works with the cork wedges. However, I noticed that it was making a little, it was warping the pad just a little bit, which it heals itself over time. But I don't want it to cause any type of leak in my pad, so I'm going to try to look at the key leaves option. Anyway, moving on, back to the horn. So that's as you remembered it. No scratches or anything. Again, people have been asking me about branding. There is no branding on this thing. All right, there's some small scroll work there, but there is absolutely no branding on there. And when I ordered it, they actually asked me if I wanted branding on there, if there was anything that I wanted. So apparently you can order whatever you want to be engraved on the horn itself. I didn't choose that option. I just went with the scroll work that's here. So I pretty much ordered from a factory that I guess sells to other brands, and then they can put their own brand on the saxophones themselves. So let's see, what else? I have some notes here. So let's talk about some of the other adjustments I had to make. First off, within maybe a couple of weeks of playing it, I noticed that I was getting some leaks in my F key here, and that's because the bass key, whenever I would play C or F or any keys up here, G or I can't remember, but pressing the C key would not properly hold down the bass key here. And so what I ended up having to do is I noticed that the little padding that comes up here, you see it's red right there, the little padding had come off. I believe it might have been green or white or something like that. I don't know when it came off, at what point. It's just during normal playing, and I can understand that coming off at some point. It was probably just not glued on as well during the manufacturing process. So simply cutting a red piece of felt pad and gluing that on has basically solved the issue there. So I wouldn't call that a major issue. It's just some defect in the manufacturing process. The other little alteration that I had to make was here on the armature for the F key. All right, the cork in the past couple of weeks fell off. I mean, this has happened to me on my alto saxophone over the course of time, and it's basically just getting some new cork there, gluing it on in a proper place to remedy that issue. And that just happened maybe a couple of weeks ago. So other than that, everything else has been great. The springs are great, the pads are great, the playability is great. I mean, like I said, it's a nicely built horn. So let's see, what else do I have in my notes here? I went through some different mouthpieces. So this is actually the original mouthpiece that came with the horn, and I originally tried it and I didn't like it. So I started looking at some other mouthpiece options. I ended up getting a $30 Chinese metal soprano mouthpiece. And that's the one that I play in most of the videos that are on my IG, as well as on this YouTube channel. So check those out if you want to hear that. It gives it a brighter tone, edgier sound, which the horn itself, I think, naturally is just a darker sounding horn. But I also wanted more of a round sound. So that's why I kind of reverted back to the original mouthpiece to try. And that was just since this a couple of days ago. I was like, let me try the original mouthpiece with the reed that I currently use on the metal soprano mouthpiece, and I actually like it now. It's okay. It's decent. I'm having some issues in the upper register, but I'm gonna let you hear those. But I think it's something that I could probably work through. I don't think it's any fault of the horn itself or the mouthpiece. This is the stock mouthpiece. It's some type of plastic. It's not hard rubber or anything like that. So let's see, what else did I want to tell you guys about the update. Also tried a Barry number 7 mouthpiece, I believe. I didn't really like it. It was too closed for my taste. This mouthpiece is a little more open. My metal soprano mouthpiece is a little more open. I'm going to do a separate video on comparing the two and post that later. So guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get those update notifications. Let's see. So I guess all that's left to do is for you guys to hear the horn by itself. So I'll just play some things so you guys can hear it. So that's my soprano saxophone I bought from a Chinese factory direct. I've had it for a little over a year. I've been enjoying playing it, but there's a definite case that this horn can stand its own and can be a very viable solution for somebody looking for an inexpensive option for a second horn, or maybe even a primary horn playing. So thank you guys for checking up this follow-up video on the soprano saxophone I bought direct from a Chinese manufacturer. Please like this video, also subscribe so that you can get updates to the channel. I'll be uploading more videos about this particular horn, about the different mouthpieces that I tried on it. Also some new music that I'm working on at the moment, so make sure you like and subscribe so you can get those updates. Thanks guys.